This is a Headgum podcast.
Since he can't get this right, Alex, take whatever my name was on that line, take your right hand, slap the top of his forehead, and wipe your hand down his face. And he can't do anything about it. And you know, at this point, I hate him.
I think I'm the only person working in comedy today who's never picked up a skill. Like I've never learned how to edit a video. I've never learned how to do a thing.
So you weren't on like MySpace and like doing HTML codes and shit. So you just had a boring ass MySpace page, or you never had one.
I never had MySpace. Were you big on MySpace?
I didn't know I was coming here to get disrespected and be called old.
No,
I forget.
come on.
It is disrespectful for me to have it. This invitation for this podcast was disrespectful.
You're here to get jumped.
I think the majority of this is going to be me confronting the fact that I'm a lot older than Caleb.
You are not a lot older than me. How old are you?
I'm 36.
Whoa. Whew. I'm sorry. I had no idea.
I didn't come here to be disrespected. I got up earlier than I usually do for this.
You are up early for this. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that.
Old.
You brought this up yourself. I'm turning 30 this week.
I could feel it in the initial discuss. I brought it on my stuff though. You know what? You're right. I brought up MySpace as a thing to bring us together closer. And you're like, I don't know.
Well, we got a lot of things we could be close about. There's gay. There's comedy.
Is there gay?
There's gay. There's gay sometimes. For me,
There's
anyway.
gay sometimes.
Yeah. Well, you're kind of one of
like that's very Midwestern.
Yeah.
There's gay sometimes, but not like. New York is gay all the time.
Yeah.
And if you're from the Midwest, you're like, well, it's not gay all the time.
You're
like,
one of the most anti-gay people I know.
Anti and how? I think everybody has their own interpretation of my anti-ness. And so what would be yours?
Mine is you really are not like. It really is gay sometimes. Like I don't think you lead with gay.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome.
But I feel like when you say thank you to that, people kind of get a little irritated.
It has a bit of a taste, yeah.
Because they're like, I'm not one of those guys. No, I just have an attitude problem.
Yeah.
Like it's not that I think I'm better than anybody. I'm just like, I'm not gay all the fucking time. Even if I sound as gay as I do, I'm still not that gay.
Yeah. Do you think that's... Well, I think some people would say that's internalized homophobia.
And that's okay to have.
Yeah.
People bring this up to me as if this is some sort of like flaw, but it's like, should you love everything about yourself 100% of the time? I don't know if that's healthy.
Yeah.
I don't have like a 100% healthy relationship with being black.
Really?
But it doesn't make me think that I'm like, that doesn't make me feel like I hate being black.
Yeah.
But there are certain things that I'm like, okay, I'm really tired of being black right now.
Yeah.
Like if I'm at an event and the swag surf starts happening, I'm like, we need to stop. All right, this is enough.
You don't like the swag surf?
I'm tired of the swag surf.
I get tired of being white when the swag surf comes on.
And I'm tired of ballroom hustling too. Like it's in every television show, it's in every movie.
Yeah.
I love Issa Rae, but when I saw the electric slide happen in Insecure, I was like, tell me we not this corny. Just put a sex scene in there in the middle of the park or something. I'm over the dancing button on black media.
Yeah.
We can find another thing.
Yeah.
Before I let go, let's let it go.
Let's let it go. You're going to have to carry the episode on being over black stuff. I'll say that. You're going to have to be the one.
You're not over some black stuff, Caleb?
I'm not. Hey, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I love it all. That's gonna be
you love it all.
That's gonna be a mostly Alex portion of the episode.
Okay.
I'll say that.
Okay.
If you want to do gay stuff, I can pitch in. But if you're gonna go anti-black, I'm gonna have to kind of let you take the reins a little bit. That's gonna be more your area than mine. I'm probably gonna go in on Issa Rae.
20 black people have already turned this off.
No, I'm not gonna be turning on my black fans like that. That'll be a you.
What are your black fans? Can you describe them?
My black fans.
Do they read?
My black fans.
I feel like they do.
I like my black fans.
Yeah.
I love my black fans. Thank y'all for being here. And whatever they're into, I like it.
Well, come on, don't say that.
Well, whoever rocks with me, I rock with them.
You have prejudices
against black people.
Against anything.
No, I don't have any prejudices against black people.
I was late for this. I don't have a problem saying that. And I know, you will never say it, but just somewhere in there, he like, you know what? Let's carve out. Y'all, you were doing ads when I got here. He like, y'all carved out black time because it's me, it's Sydney, Marie, it's Amina, it's like, and I make fun of them all the time for being late. And I have my moments, but that's egregious the way that they're late.
You know what's so?
And I call them out all the time.
It might have been you.
left Marie before.
It might have been you who said this, but I booked Marie and Sydney to open for me on a show at the Bell House once. When I tell you,
good luck.
I was vamping for 20 minutes.
Good luck.
And it might have been you. Someone who came to hang out at the show was like, "That's on you for booking this." That's your fault.
You should have consulted with the gay niggas in your life as well, because these black women be showing up late. These, not all, these two particular. Put a graphic of Marie and Sydney right here.
Right here on the
These
screen.
two black women are notoriously late, and I've told them I will leave you. Like if it's 30 minutes, I ain't one of these fellas that y'all be going on these dates with, Marie. Okay, I'll leave you. I believe
briefly, Sydney. There was a moment.
Briefly, yeah,
there was a moment.
Thank you for acknowling her heterosexuality.
Yeah, because it's
something
there.
I bring up to
and
her
she's not
often.
talking about it.
She's not talking about it enough.
She knows it's bad for the brand.
Miss Sydney is the type, like, she knows that when she's in a room full of older black women over like 50, that she know most of them are like, now baby, what are you doing wasting all of that being gay?
Yeah.
Like, she knows that. Like, when she met my mom, I know she was like, your mama was looking at me like, I was on stage saying, oh, I'm a lesbian. I know your mama was like, bless her heart. Like, yeah.
And Sydney is a lesbian. When she was dating guys, I never for a moment entertained her being bisexual, though that's real and an option. I was like, you're just an exhausted lesbian. There is a type of lesbian who gets exhausted of lesbianism and they go, I don't know, we're going to have to try something. And they turned to men for a moment. But she's back on women, which I love.
Have you been back on women?
Well, no, gay guys don't do that.
Because you're like, what, 25? So you just started being gay yesterday.
I just got gay. Gay guys don't do that. When we get exhausted, we just keep going.
Is that true?
We just keep opening Grindr, I think. Have you turned to women ever?
No, but I wouldn't be against it.
I would.
I get kind of mad when women aren't into me.
Really?
That's where I am right now.
Okay.
Like, what's happening? Like, okay, I know I'm gay, but like flirt.
Yeah.
Like, act like used to happen to me. And at some point it stopped. I don't really know why.
Women used to flirt with you.
Yeah, but in a way that we kind of like knew nothing was going to happen, but she just wanted to talk to a guy that I don't have a problem. I love attractive people, women. But like, flirt with me, play with me a little bit. Sometimes, like, don't just like have me hanging.
I want to be played with
out here, like, especially if I'm like the only gay dude in a straight place. Like, yeah, I'm over here chilling, and you looking all good. We in a dive bar watching a football game, and you know those girls that wear the football jerseys that are like,
yeah,
I'm like,
they're snatched,
snatched.
Yeah,
come over here and talk to me really quick, girl. Like, hair any kind of way.
You might be bi because I'm never wanting this. I'm never wanting a beautiful woman to come to me that way.
I can't. There's a look attached to bi people now that I don't think fits my aesthetic.
What do you mean?
Like, there's a look that I feel like if I'm gonna claim bi these days, I gotta dye my hair a certain color.
You would look good with dyed hair.
No, I wouldn't.
You would.
No, I wouldn't.
Yes, you would.
No, I wouldn't. Not with the hair I have on my. Let's say the hair I have on my head. Because I'm losing some of it, okay?
You would look good.
So I would look absolutely foolish with blonde hair. Every time I see a black dude with blonde hair, I'm like, this nigga needs a hug.
There are some black guys with blonde hair that look great, Alex. I know.
I wouldn't be one of them.
I've found them. I'm into them.
You found them?
I found some.
Where are they?
A lot of them are in Brooklyn.
Oh, so I already know, okay, this is what's happening. I already know what your FYP has a look.
Really?
I think so.
What's on my FYP?
A lot of photography. It's like some photography, but it's like the dude the gay bi dude who took the picture is also in the dump with the sunset.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Just so you know it's his.
Yeah.
You gotta are they naked? No, they're not. Their boys aren't naked on your FYP. I don't think you're like.
I'm not really
gross.
Are you talking about TikTok?
No, I'm talking about like on Instagram.
Oh, on Instagram.
Yeah. What are the pictures, the reels? Because people get mad at their algorithm. People bring up the algorithm with an attitude like, I can't believe it showed me shaving cream and dogs sleeping on a farm and a naked motherfucker with his. I'm like, that's what you like.
That's what you want. Yeah, it's
you're mad.
what you
you're
like.
mad at yourself. You're not mad at the algorithm. It's a mirror.
I'm just on my following. I'm just who I follow, and who I follow is just like my friends.
So you're not on the FYP.
I'm not looking. I'm not. I don't really scroll like that.
You don't want to know the truth.
I don't want to know the truth.
What are you hiding from?
That's one thing. Me. Don't ever tell me the truth about me. I'm not interested. I've been saying this. I don't want to learn anything new about myself. I know plenty, and I like this guy.
Yeah.
So I'm not digging around. I'm not looking for any more self-discovery. Everyone who wants me to do mushrooms, for what? I don't want to learn anything else about that. I'm good.
Well, mushrooms, I don't think are really teaching you anything.
That's what all these freaks say.
I've never taken a single. I don't know who you talking to. I've never had a shred of mushroom that had me thinking about anything or that I learned anything.
These freaks tell
I saw shapes and stars for like 30 minutes. and the house music was a little bit better.
They're telling me that mushrooms are going to unlock a different level of my brain. That's what they're telling me.
Maybe I'm not doing enough. Maybe that's what it is.
How much are you microdosing?
Anytime I've had mushrooms, it's been in like chocolate form. Like rarely have I like taken a little piece from like an actual stem and like ate it. But yeah, every time it's been in like candy form and I'm somewhere where it needs to be happening.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of places.
I'm somewhere that it needs to be, which is most places I am. Yeah. That's so funny. Wait, you're from Detroit?
Yeah.
Let's get to the basics.
Don't talk to me about the Lions. Come on now.
You're from Detroit?
Do you want me to jump out of this building?
How are things going?
From Kansas City?
How are things going?
Yeah, because when I found out I was doing your show, I was ready to come up in here disrespectful.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I was gonna have my jersey on. I was gonna have, and I got both of the motherfuckers for Christmas. I ain't never had a Lions jersey a day in my life. I never really needed one.
And who'd you get?
Say?
And who'd you get for Christmas?
Jared Goff.
Yeah, and
I got a white man. His last name slapped on the back of but it's tucked away now.
And he can't even get to the championship game. Isn't that a shame?
I was ready to come in here disrespectful because when y'all told me to come up in here, we still had hopes and dreams, and I was like, I'm about to walk into this Kansas City, Missouri, public figure.
It's a den, yeah. It's a fan den in here.
It's you. It's Heidi Gardner.
It is Heidi Gardner.
It's what's his name? Who's the guy?
Oh, we could do this all day long.
Who's the guy?
Paul Rudd, Jason
Rudd
Sudeikis.
is the guy. Paul Rudd is the guy.
Any of them, yeah. There's a lot of us.
So it's a squad.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I was ready to come here being like the only Detroit person besides like Tim Robinson and Eminem.
Yeah. The Detroit Lions fan base is cool. Y'all have some good fun fans.
It was just fun because when you've never won, the country is behind you.
You think we don't know that? Hey, the Chiefs were bad my whole life. When we first got good, everyone loved us. Now people hate the Chiefs.
Well, when you win, yes.
Yeah, they're mad at us, which I'm like cool with. I'm totally
But you
cool
want to
with
be in that spot at least once.
For sure. They're like, oh, you pay the refs. Yeah. I'm like, sure, I don't care.
Yeah, because this had been the biggest event in Detroit sports since Meta War Peace punched that fan in the fucking stands.
Yeah.
And whatever year that was, I was there. Shit.
You were there?
I did go.
Oh, fun.
My dad, my uncle. It was like I was in high school when it happened. Malice at the Palace. Just for anyone, because
30 for 30 is good.
This is everybody under the age of 8. This podcast, I assume everybody is 21. So I'm talking about historical events right now. You really had Black history over here on you. I'm a fucking ancestor.
This is Black history, man.
You said I came here to be disrespected on a Tuesday at 2 in the afternoon.
And you know what's funny is only you have disrespected you. You brought up your age. You brought up the Lions.
Okay, self-hatred, like we said.
Self-hatred is real and alive. Malice at the Palace. Yeah, what date was this? November 19th, 2004.
2004. I was I a freshman? Yeah, no, I was a sophomore in high school. And on this day, we had a school field trip to a science center in Ohio that we always drove to. And my uncle, he gave me the option, you can stay home and like come with me at the end of the day to go to the game, or you're gonna have to go to your field trip and potentially miss going to the game. So of course I'm like, Fuck that
field trip. Yeah, we're going to the game. Trip.
I already been to that bitch. Yeah, we good. And I'm Ohio, please. If it's not Cedar Point, I don't want to go to Ohio.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I just remember being there, and I was sitting on the other side of where the fight happened, so I could see the entire thing happening.
Ooh.
And so I just remember, Ron Artest jumped up. 1 minute he was in this, they was already like having like a confrontation. that from the root of it. And he sat on the commenters box, and all hell fucking broke loose. And I remember not being able to get home until like midnight.
Really?
Because like the arena was shut down. The police weren't really letting people in or out at that moment. They were like trying to find the motherfuckers who were doing that shit still. Yeah. So it got crazy, and my ghetto ass loved every single second of it.
You were in the stands like, yes, let's go.
I was having a ball. Meanwhile, my uncle was just sitting there like on his phone, like trying to figure out when the fuck we could leave the whole time. Yeah.
Seeing that would have been cool.
I mean, it truly was like, got to school the next day and was the man all day.
Talk of the town, yeah.
Like
toast of the city, yeah.
I heard Alex was at the game. Go talk to him when you can find him. Like, very famous.
Alex threw the first brick at Malice in the Palace.
More like the first Sprite. Yeah. Landed on his fucking head.
Oh, shit.
No, I was talk about being the man at school. I mean, when you get, you get birthdays at school. You get your mom, your dad showing up to school with McDonald's in the middle of the day. You get those moments sometimes, but rarely do you get to be like, bitch, I was at history
last night. Yeah. Yeah, that's huge.
Come talk to me.
That's huge. I'm trying to think of what were the big, because there were also those days at school where something would happen that everyone was on about. Like everyone was like, something had happened. Well, I had one once, but it wasn't at school. It was in the summer. I got in a 4-wheeler accident. I wrecked a 4-wheeler off a bridge.
Okay.
Into a brush pile.
Did you suffer any injuries?
Well, my whole body was bruised, but I didn't break anything. I was like trapped under the 4-wheeler for a little while.
Damn.
Yeah, it was crazy.
How old were you?
I was like 12.
Damn. So you couldn't come back with no like, hey y'all, I'm fucked up, no scooter. You like
no, but I got to talk about it.
But you got to talk about it.
Yeah.
But you don't get to live the glory.
I know. I didn't get anything signed.
You didn't have to go to the hospital. You ain't show up with the wristbands from the hospital. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Oh, you really wasn't selling it.
Yeah.
You should have showed up like you was about to sue somebody. Like with a fucking neck brace on or something. You didn't want you wanted the story, but you didn't want none of like the physical, the drama, the pageantry, the drag.
I thought my story was gonna be a lot cooler. But now, Han, you're right. Not only did we not get to sue someone, they should have sued us because it was someone else's 4-wheeler. We owed people money. So I'm hurt and we owe people money. I got no glory. I got nothing. No lawsuit, no cast. Fuck my drag.
Fuck it.
I get nothing.
Yeah, I got pneumonia in 7th grade. Nice. I remember, and when you sick, when you like about to die, that's good stuff. You get to miss homework. Yeah, you like okay, don't even worry about turning it in because by the time you get it in, we done already been a week out. Like, don't worry, we'll just put a little extra plus sign somewhere where a grade was supposed to be.
Forget about it.
You were about to die.
You were on death's doorstep. Yeah, you don't have to do algebra.
Yeah.
Or what are you doing at that age?
And now you getting sick and ain't nobody.
It's not the same. My favorite thing to do now when I'm sick is to claim that it's allergies. I catch myself too because I believe it. I'll be 3 days into being pretty sick and I'll be like, fuck my allergies. And I believe it when I'm saying it, but then I get better on the other side and I'm like, so that was the flu. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense, but I claim allergies a lot.
You know what I caught myself saying during this past illness, whatever it was? Whenever someone asks me, are you okay? Are you sick? I'm just like, no, I just got a little cough.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's what we're worried about. Yeah,
I got a little cough. Yeah. It ain't really doing nothing. It's not wet. It's not dry. It's a normal cough. Yeah. See, I feel like COVID really made it so that people just can't get like lightly sick anymore. There's levels to sick.
Yeah.
There's levels to sick. Now it's sick where you just like shut out. You sweating. You can't breathe. You need to sleep. Obviously. Yeah. You need to drink a whole lot of water. You need some soup.
You're laid up.
You need to be laid up. And then there's like sick where it's like entry point sick where it's like, oh, I feel it. I feel a little tickle. I'm drinking, like something with ginger in it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go too hard digestion wise. Let's just get a little food in me. Let's not. There's first tier sick where it's like, I'm fine.
We used to go to work with a little cough.
Little cough.
It was like,
come on,
a little cough.
A little cough.
Yeah.
A little cough ain't killing nobody.
And if anyone reacted to it, they were kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember, like, when before COVID, you would go to work with a little cough, and if someone was like, "Don't cough near me," you'd be like, "Freak," you know what I mean? Like, you're like, "Oh, okay, you're too precious to get a cough."
I will say though, it is still back up off me season. Like,
For sure.
Like I feel like everybody is back to. We're kind of getting back to the whole like hovering over each other that we don't need. Like the way it's been happening is crazy. In bars, especially lately. Why I go to plenty bars in New York, right?
Tell 'em.
And because alcoholic, like not. Cause
I have a problem. I'm out.
Yeah. But like not so much so that like I can't acknowledge space in a place.
Yeah.
And I go to bars typically when it's not super crowded like that, when I know it's not going to be crowded like that. So if I know that I'm in a space that has some space, why am I sitting at the bar and there's 3 people in the same conversation behind me, kind of on top of me and hitting my stool and kind of coats, hair flinging on me and shit. I'm like, I know there's a lot of space in here and everybody can back up. Why? There's a weird sense of crowding happening in spaces that I think people need to be a little more aware of.
I've always felt this way about New York.
In public places.
The bars and restaurants are so small that it's not that they can't make space, but everyone just immediately is used to being crowded, so they're glomming together
sheepish.
to start with.
It's very sheepish.
It's
like
small.
But it's like, no, bitch, there's actually so much space over here. I see 2 empty seats that y'all could be having this conversation, but y'all are on top of my back.
Right.
Hitting me with your coat, not including me. And I disagree with a lot of shit y'all saying because I can hear it.
So now we get to the heart of the problem, which is that you want to be included. Yeah. It's not that they're close to you. You're right. They didn't ask my opinion.
Now it's my business because it's all up in my space.
Yeah.
I got an opinion where I wouldn't have had one otherwise.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been noticing that though. I've been like I get it if it's like very close and it's like very crowded, which bars in the wintertime too. It's cold as shit outside, so everybody wants to be together and create heat. That's okay when it's that.
Yeah.
But when it's empty, please back up.
Yeah.
Back up.
I'm on your team.
Yeah.
Well, so what's going on with you these days?
I mean,
You're doing stand up. You're not doing SNL anymore. You got out of there.
No. And then you know what? I saw this interview. This is what happens when you get fired from SNL. You just watch every interview that anybody ever did that got fired from there, and you're like, now which one of these moods am I? You know?
Am I grateful for the experience?
Am I gracious? Am I pissed? Am I depressed? But see, these are people who it happened to them.
Was homophobia afoot?
Yeah. No. That was all on my end.
Yeah.
But no,
if there was homophobia in the building, it's because you were there.
It was because I was there. Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah.
No, it fucking. Yeah, Sarah Silverman, she said to somebody one time, "Oh yeah, I got fired and I didn't feel like I was in show business anymore." And I was like, "Oh, that's kind of how I feel." I'm like,
really?
I'm doing it, but I don't know. Like every day I'm on stage, I'm like, "Bitch, what am I doing this for?"
Really?
But I kind of get out of my head though.
Did you like working there?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I didn't fucking think I was gonna.
It's a mixed bag.
Yeah.
50%, not 50%. There's a percentage of people who work there that are like, it's cool, I really dig it, it's a good experience. And then the other people are like, it's like, get out. They're like grabbing you by the lapels, being like, please God, save me.
But I would guarantee that 100%, almost 100% of the black people, as I can speak to that, can tell you that they didn't even think that they would be fucking working there.
Yeah.
You think my ghetto ass thought that I was ever gonna be on that show?
Really?
Me and Punk used to say that shit all the time. We used to be like, bitch, what the fuck is our ghetto asses doing up here?
Well, you guys are fucking funny. You should be working anywhere that they need funny people.
It's like, if you have been doing comedy and like, because I grew up watching like Def Jam and like the Kings of Comedy and Comic View and shit like that. So can you imagine when I wasn't working there and then Leslie Jones popped up on screen?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, they put Big Les? They put Big Les on SNL. When I found out that shit, because like Leslie is like Comic View, like reruns. I used to watch her like when I was like in 8th grade doing stand up. So it's just crazy the way the pathway there for so many different people in general. But then when I think about just like the kind of culture I used to consume was just mainly black TV.
Yeah.
So, SNL was always there, but it wasn't like the goal. Only because it didn't really seem like it was the goal.
Yeah.
So when I got it, I felt real guilty because I was like, oh, all of these new friends that I made doing stand-up in like this past decade have been like, I've heard about them auditioning a bunch of times for this, submitting a bunch of times for this, sometimes even getting called to do it. And I'm like, damn, and my ghetto ass got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everybody doing like UCB and Second City and all that shit. And I'm like, that just was not the idea that I had, for me. So then when I got it, I was like, yeah, I was a little guilty.
I relate to that. The first time I got a screen test, growing up, SNL was not a goal for me. We watched it a little bit, but again, I was mostly watching black comics. I was watching like Monique and Richard Pryor and Bernie Mac. And so SNL to me, a lot of my friends were like, SNL was the dream. And I was like, I really wasn't watching it in that way.
Yeah.
And then I got to Chicago and it was everyone's goal. So then I locked in on it. But when I got my first screen test in like 2019, I felt kind of a similar way where I was like, damn, a whole lot of people want this more than I do.
That's how I felt too.
Yeah.
And on top of that, when I got it was the same summer as when I got passed at the Cellar.
Yeah.
And so that was like crazy because in the same like 2.5, 3 months that I had been waiting and thinking about SNL, I started working at the Cellar a little bit. And then SNL was like, all right, bitch, come into this building. You get off the streets, ho. It's time. Put on a suit. It's time to be corporate. It's time to get back in a building with the real people. And then it's like, oh, okay. Now the thing that I had been doing stand up for the whole time, because I wasn't writing anything, I wasn't writing any scripts, so I didn't even know how to fucking put a sketch together. I was like, what? I truly don't know.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, oh, I'm away from the Cellar now, and now I got to get used to 3 to 4 weeks being out of stand-up, having to commit all of my brain power to all of these different types of ideas and these different people and adjusting to the culture of the environment of the place. And then when we're on hiatuses, I have some stand-up shows, and I'm like, do I even have an original thought in my head to get on stage and tell a joke?
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense.
That shit was stressful. But, hey.
What's up, you guys? We're going on tour. I'm so excited. We're going to Kansas City, St. Louis, Indianapolis, Atlanta, Toronto, Detroit, Minneapolis, Washington, D.C., Charlotte, Nashville, Austin, Seattle, Vancouver, Portland, Denver, Houston, Dallas, San Francisco, San Diego, Los Angeles, and Boston. Was that impressive or what? I just nailed that shit. We're going to all those cities and more. We announced the tour today, and y'all are kicking my ass in the comments. We're trying to add other cities. Relax. Some of you, it's like, oh, New York, Philly, Chicago aren't on there. We're trying really hard. And then some of you are like, come to Salt Lake City, come to Anchorage. It's like, well, let's be a little realistic. I love you guys. We're going to try to come so many more places. It's just so many dates and so many other things. I've also got something really special happening this spring that I can't announce yet. So just there's other things in the works. Please trust in the process. My goodness. Well, we're going on tour. By the time this episode comes out, the general on sale will be going out the next day. Pre-sale is already happening. Go check my stories. Go subscribe to the Patreon. We already have early access up there. So we put a lot of stuff on Patreon early, including the merch when we did that. When we do our next merch drop, we'll do that. But the point is, we're going on tour. Please come see us live. The confirmed guests we have already are psycho, fun, and cool. Okay, love you, bye. Folks, if you're looking for your next great vacation destination, have I got the perfect place for you? When you're planning your big getaway this year, I recommend you check out Provincetown, Massachusetts. It's a beautiful mosaic of cultures where everyone is welcome, especially gay guys. Something I love about P-Town is that it's so welcoming to everyone and embraces a kaleidoscope of different folks, especially gay guys. P-Town is always an adventure filled with pride, mischief, sizzle, queer, magic, pride. That's why I love Provincetown. It's queer, it's quirky, you can be yourself, gay guys, and it's a fabulous time. If you like glamour, dining, dancing, entertainment, hiking, biking, beaches, and an overall unique experience, you will find it in Provincetown. From Boston, hop on a fast ferry for 90 minutes. The ferries run from mid-May through mid-October. So for many of us, the definition of paradise is summertime in Provincetown. It's all about freedom, sunshine, and a chance to be ourselves. For more info, go to ptowntourism.com, the official guide to Provincetown. That's ptowntourism.com. This podcast is sponsored by Squarespace. Folks, Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. If you need a website, and who doesn't these days, Squarespace has all the right tools for you. Whether you're just starting out or managing a growing brand, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell. Sell. Anything from products to content to tickets, all in one place, all on your terms. They have amazing features like Squarespace Payments, which is the easiest way to manage your payments in one place, and it's so fast and simple. All it takes is a few clicks, and you can start receiving payments right away. Plus, give your customers more ways to pay with popular payment methods like Klarna, ACH Direct Debit, Apple Pay, Afterpay, and ClearPay. You can also connect major social and multimedia accounts to your website in a few clicks as icons, direct links, or embedded feeds. And who doesn't love an embedded feed? It's a great way to point It's a great way to point customers, and leave that in. Let's be authentic on this show. It's a great way to point customers directly to your products and content. And when you go to your favorite food influencer's website, you can easily find their Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, even their Facebook if you so choose. Squarespace helps with invoicing. They provide an easier way to collect payments so you can focus on growing your business, invoice clients, and get paid for your services. Turn leads into clients with proposals, estimates, and contracts, and simplify your workflow. And manage your services business on one platform. Huh? We love it. So head on over to squarespace.com/SoTrue to start your free trial. And when you're ready to launch, you can save 10% on your first purchase of a website or domain using code SOTRUE.
When your car breaks down, you take it to a mechanic with no hesitation. You need it, and it's not something most guys can fix themselves. And people should think the exact same way about ED. But the reality is you might be hesitant to ask for help, right? Thankfully, through HIMS, you can get access to personalized ED treatment without stepping outside your door. HIMS is changing the healthcare industry by providing you with access to affordable sexual health treatments from the comfort of your couch. HIMS provides access to a range of doctor-trusted ED treatments like chewable hard mints and Viagra and Cialis, generics for up to 95% cheaper. The process is 100% online, so there's no need for uncomfortable doctor's visits. Just answer a series of questions on their site, and a medical provider will determine the right treatment option. If prescribed, your medication ships directly to you for free. No insurance is needed, and one low price covers everything from treatments to ongoing care. With hundreds of thousands of trusted subscribers, HIMS can help you find the ED option that works for you. Start your free online visit today at hims.com/SoTrue. That's HIMS.com/SoTrue for your personalized ED treatment options. hims.com/SoTrue. The products mentioned are chewable compounded products which are not approved by or verified for safety or effectiveness by the FDA. Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Y'all, you already know. Today's episode is sponsored by our friends at Athletic Brewing. And I got excited about this ad, okay? Because my sober friends really drink this stuff. You can't keep sober people off these things. It's Athletic January, okay? Where you can do dry, well, your own way with great tasting NA brews. You can replace those alcoholic beverages you maybe used to drink or sometimes drink in the month of January or anytime you want with one of the delicious and refreshing non-alcoholic options from Athletic Brewing. They've got hoppy and refreshing Run Wild IPA. They've got an Upside Down Golden for that subtly sweet way to end your afternoon without the hangover tomorrow. We hate those, unless you're talking about the movies. No matter what you're looking for in a great non-alcoholic brew, the answer every single time, well, it's going to be Athletic, y'all. We're talking about what? Great flavor? Yeah, that's Athletic. Award-winning styles? How about that's Athletic? Huge variety? Guys, it's Athletic every time. From IPAs, extra darks, sours, hazies, and winter favorites, like Belgian-style whites. Belgian-style whites? No. Okay. Irish-style reds and more. Athletic Brewing has something for truly everyone. And I'll say again, there's no risk of a hangover the next day. Don't we love that, folks? We love it. Not having a hangover, folks. You can find these brews at bars and restaurants, grocery stores, and online at athleticbrewing.com. And they donate up to $100,000 annually to organizations that are making a difference for marginalized communities through their Impact Brew series. There's nothing dry about Athletic Brewing Co. Non-alcoholic brews. Give it a try and head to athleticbrewing.com/SoTrue to find it near you. That's athleticbrewing.com/SOTRUE to grab some fun brews near you. Athletic Brewing Company, fit for all times, near beer.
I could think of so many other places I would have been. And I just would have just been doing stand-up. So now I'm like back out in the world doing it before. I'm like, you know how they say people go to jail and they stay the age they were when they went to jail? When they come out.
And I'm sure the producers watching this will be thrilled to hear that comparison. Steve Higgins watching this on his phone like, what? Alex, what?
hey, I'm a black man in America. If you don't know, I know. I don't have some sort of comparison to the prison system in this country.
I'm thinking about it.
Your mind?
So you left the show and you said it's feeling different. You feel like do you feel like you're not in show business anymore?
Just in a way of like, well, I guess when I heard Sarah say that, it did resonate with me a little bit, because you do kind of get thrust back out to like, 1 minute you're like truly making TV every week, and then now you're just back out on your own, like, and you have everybody telling you, oh, that job is like going to do this for you now, it's going to be so good for you. And I mean, I still can't see that materialized just yet, but it hasn't even been a year, so it's just like, oh, now I gotta like go do stand up and just do more and write more than I was before. Yeah. And now I can, because that's what you're complaining about, when you want to do stand up and when you want to put something out, you're complaining about not being able to go up as much. So, yeah.
Well, also, I think part of working there from the outside perspective, obviously having had many friends work there and still work there, is that there's a lifestyle to it. Like, there is, like, it's the cars waiting afterwards, it's the party, it's the invitations to the things that, like, you will have that on your own, but like, it's when you're a part of their business, you're just invited to all this stuff and you're put in the cars, and it's the meeting all the famous people and the glamour and stuff. And I'm not saying that you were obsessed with that, but it's like all that exists outside of that building as well. It's just that you have to build your own business to that level, and that's different and weird.
Well, what I think in comparison to what I know, well, the little I guess I know of like what it was like for different people at different times at that show, is I think the benefit that I can observe the most is that I was there, and this era of it still sort of exists even with me not being there, is that a lot of us knew each other before we got to that show around that time when we got there. So like, I knew who, the Please Don't Destroy Us the boys were, and Devin, and me are close, and I had known Ego a little bit outside of it. I had met Punky years before not either of us started working there. James, Sarah, Michael, like Marcelo. I'd known Marcelo for years before he got there. And it's like, all of like the stand-ups, since it was very heavy, it's like a lot of stand-ups on the show. It's very little, like, I think they starting to get back into like improv or whatever, but for the most part, we were all like people who did stand up in New York. That's why it made it a lot easier, I think. Yeah. It was just like a different vibe in comparison to like, because I hear other writers from the past observe like it in its present form and in its present culture, and then there's this comparison of it where we're not like roasting each other to hell all day and giving each other shit about each other's sketches. And it's just like, well, no, this has been my friend for like the past 7 to 10 years, and we are both in this fucking pressure cooker of a place, and so I don't want to make this person jump off the fucking 11th floor.
That was a big difference.
Because they wouldn't do that to me,
Yeah, that was a big difference between the first time that I screen tested and the second and final time. Which, like, when I went in the first time, it felt like SNL felt like this mysterious. Like, I was so nervous, I couldn't believe I was there. Yeah, like 30 Rock, I hardly knew anyone who worked there. I kind of knew Bowen, but I didn't know anyone else. And then the second time I went, I barely went. I said no a couple times. And then I went and I was like, yeah, this place doesn't feel mysterious anymore. I know everybody who works here. I know, like, these are all like buddies of mine or acquaintances. I know how the show works. I know, like, yeah, if the second time it felt more to me like the thing you're talking about, where it's like, I know everybody here. If I worked here, it would be honestly because of the people and not because of the institution. Yeah. I don't care about the institution of SNL. I like a lot of the people they hire,
But see, here and for me, having gone through it, I'm like, people need to be reminded that this was not part of my plan at all. So I'd be like, I'd be seeing some people talk about certain things that I've written for that show, and maybe they didn't like it, and I'm like, and that's where the tough skin comes from. I'm like, honey, I didn't think it was gonna be good either. I didn't walk around there with an ounce of confidence in anything I did, but I was just also like, oh, this is also not my environment. So this is not my show. Yeah. This is not my environment. So even if I ever did feel slighted, because sometimes people, what people don't know sometimes is that if you work there, it's kind of expected of you to fight for some things sometimes, like that you want to get on the show or like advocate for yourself a lot in that way. And I guess, one, I never assumed I still had that pass yet to do that. No one ever made me feel as like, you can storm my office and yell at me about me taking your thing off TV, and I will hear it and I will tell you why.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody was ever gonna be that patient with me.
Yeah.
So I just kind of like was always like accepting of just what was around me, because I was like, I'm not gonna change anything about this place. All I can control is my experience and response to it. So that's just how I move, which is why I was able to like get along with everybody there.
Yeah. Do you feel like in life in general, do you feel like a pretty zen person? Do you feel able to accept things as they come? Do you feel...
I feel like that's always sort of been my vibe. Like, even since high school, I ain't never really had no problems with people in high school. I had to check one person, and I was like, that's
I would kill to have been there.
I think you know what's funny? Per middle school, high school, and even college, I've only had to check 3 men. All of them have been men, straight men in
Naturally.
the past. But, let them know that, look, I'd fight. See, that's the other part.
I swing and I hit.
It really does. Caleb, I really want to tell you, it plays into even us talking about SNL, like I was saying about me and Puggy. I'm like, listen, what people don't know is that before I started stand-up, I used to really be out here living life crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I used to get in fights in bars. I used to really be like promiscuous and really like bad. If Bad Girls Club did go gay, I wouldn't have been doing stand-up. I would have been a fucking trash reality TV dude fighting on TV.
Yeah.
I auditioned for the real world once.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got suspiciously far.
Yeah. I got far enough that I knew something was up with me.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let a well person get this far.
I passed the psychology exam. But they were like goading me into being like, oh, come out on TV.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I don't know if that needs to happen.
Yeah. I'll fight, but I don't know about coming out.
They'll see based on how I fight that. They'll get the hint right
They'll
there.
see they'll see that wrist have to straighten up to connect the punch. They'll know. Who did you have to... You went to Central Michigan.
Yeah.
And you studied journalism.
I studied journalism.
Who did you have to check at Central Michigan University?
Oh, shit. Okay, so... all right. I'm not even going to say him. Honestly, this... Okay.
You know who you are.
This happened earlier. Like two Christmases ago. I noticed it. Right?
Yeah.
So there's someone who harbors resentment, not towards me, but towards a lot of people that I was in college with from when I was in school in Central. Mm-hmm. This gentleman, he was always sort of, when you're in college, it's different. You're in your, because high school is like, okay, you in your groups and all that stuff. But if you're in like a party school like Central's not a huge school, especially if you're like in a black community setting. So a lot of black students got together around this time and decided we were all going, do the whole looking out for one another. But you know what happens. Financial aid happens. People get kicked out. People get pregnant. People make bad decisions.
Is Central Michigan a PWI?
Yes.
Okay, right.
So
okay,
there's,
cool.
there's, imagine.
I was like, I don't think that this is.
It's not. It's where Michigan's C students go to get a higher education. I was a B, but
hey,
a close C, B minus student. I wasn't terrible, but I was in attendance.
Yeah.
So, there are anybody knows, and this isn't even like black on a PWI. This could be anybody. You know that when you're in school, there are like subsections of friends and groups that break off into their own little groups, and things happen, and maybe somebody drops out, maybe somebody's still, but there is this group of college students who they quietly drop out or can't afford to stay at the school or whatever the context is. It can be a litany of things. But if you're still hanging around the campus while everybody else is sort of like at school. And then you're only just kind of like around when it's time to like go out. And we don't know if you got, okay, but you got a job in the city you haven't gone back home. Now you're living off campus because you can't live on campus because you're not
your key
a
card
registered
has been
student.
revoked. Yeah.
Which it's never really any shade when that happens. At least never on my end. And I didn't feel like it, because I understood very early that college was a difficult thing for people to go through, and people don't have the funds for it, and people don't have the family support for it.
Totally.
Or they just can't see. Some people, truly, college is not for everybody, and some people just need to put the book down after high school and figure it out.
Yeah.
Because that's just the case. But I feel
also
like...
it doesn't need to be for everybody.
Doesn't need
it's like it's an unnecessary hassle for a lot of people.
Exactly.
Go do something else.
So I'm saying all of that because there was one gentleman who's this was his experience. You know, this is what was happening. He was beginning to just be the guy that was around, and the rest of us, we'd also pledged a fraternity together unsuccessfully.
Yeah, okay. You and this guy.
Me and this gentleman.
Yeah,
now, this dude always really had a chip on his shoulder for a great deal of the time that when he was even registered in the school. He just had a hard time. I, wasn't as close with him, but I didn't, I wasn't gonna I'm hanging around. There's a group of us, and all of us are homeboys. And I went to high school with some of these guys, and he got to know some of my friends. So I'm like, okay. But he always kind of had he never really quite was homophobic outwardly. He never said anything. But I know he had whatever thought. I know he was calling me in his head.
Yeah.
You know that attitude.
It's in the eyes,
attitude of dude who's like, I don't know why everybody like this dude. He gay as hell, but I'ma still hang around because I got an attitude because I'm getting along. I noticed the vibe was that a lot of the time. I'm like, oh, you're mad because I'm really shining. You know what I mean? I am up here looking. I'm fun. I'm
People
drunk.
like me.
People like me.
Yeah.
And you are a little bit of a cloud. So we end up on the same line of this fraternity we were trying to bring to this school. I don't know why. But then at one point, now, we're on the line. We have to recite information. We have to it's all memorization.
Yeah.
Now I know my founders. Okay.
Right.
I know.
I'm gonna ace the test.
Number 1 through 13 and then backward. I know what to do. This is not hard. A dummy can get through this line.
Right.
I'm number 2, and then he's number 3 because he's slightly taller than me. Constantly messing up. Most of the written work, most of the things we had to remember and do, he just could not. And I'm like, well, this is why this is I explain this. I see how you dropped out. You don't have comprehension. You don't have you can't even retain. That's just retaining. Okay, all right. One night we have to recite. He's fucking up. At one point, one of the big brothers comes up to me. He says, since he can't get this right, Alex, take whatever my name was on that line, take your right hand, slap the top of his forehead, and wipe your hand down his face. And he can't do anything about it. And at this point, I hate him.
You're like, hey, if that's what has to be done.
He couldn't even get the question out. I slapped him so fucking hard because I'd been wanting to do that. Both while we were pledging a fraternity and then he couldn't do nothing about it. Now, here's the thing. Nothing ever happened.
Right.
Nothing ever happened after that. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy because I would have swung on me.
Yeah. That's crazy because I would have beat my ass.
Or at least when we left, I would have had to see me for that.
Yeah.
So that's that part of it, Now he's someone that after people have graduated, we're all gone, people are starting families, starting careers, moving on with their lives after being at this school. I had noticed, a lot of us had noticed a lot of erratic behavior on Facebook. Just like a lot of, if you went to CMU between the years 2007 and 2010, 2011, you a bitch ass nigga, and you wasn't real. None of y'all was fake and phony, pretending to be. Meanwhile, people have gone off and gotten married from that time period when I was there. People have started lives, gotten careers, and doing well for themselves. And I just was like, damn, this for years he'd be doing these type of messages, or whatever. And everybody else that hung out with us noticed it too. It's he is spinning the fuck out, bro.
Yeah. To get a whole 4 years of a university and be everyone 2007 to 2010 was fake is crazy funny.
It's crazy.
That's so funny.
Because it's you were also mad at incoming freshmen. And it's they're surpassing. So fast forward, rewind to two Christmases ago.
Yeah.
I'm at home in Detroit, bored on Facebook, with my dad or whatever. I'm scrolling on Facebook. I'm on this dude's page. I'm like, oh, okay. Let's see. I'm scrolling, just trying. I haven't seen his page in a while, so I'm like, let's see if he went off again at some point. Is he still alive? I was doing that type of scrolling. But I look and I see he got he has a daughter and
oh, beautiful.
I was checking in. I'm ready to give him his props. I'm look at him getting his life together. At least he found something, some calmness to his life, some quiet, some sanity. I scroll and I had scrolled far enough where I had went back a couple years. a couple years ago.
So
Before
you painting him as a crazy person and being like, so I'm 4 years deep in his Facebook.
No, wait. But I just happened to slide on a post and see he had posted. I guess he had just finished watching Pause with Sam J on HBO.
Yeah.
Now his review, it's trash.
Right.
That's his review.
Okay, yeah.
That's his opinion. His American given opinion.
Yeah.
But then he follows that with, and I know why it's trash too, because there's a nigga I see there that wrote on the show, and he wasn't funny in school either.
Dang, that's probably you, huh?
It's absolutely shot straight to the fucking dome.
2 in the chest, 1 in the head.
Straight
dead.
Pow pow. So I was like, oh. I literally was just scrolling, being like, oh, look at his cute daughter. I'm so happy. Like, happy for him. And I get shot in the fucking head immediately. So I was like, so I screenshotted it. Now, mind you, I do look crazy because I'm like, oh, I went all the way back to like whenever we shot that, 2021 or something, 2020. So, but I reposted it on my page. Mind you, he's still friends with me on Facebook.
Did you tag him?
I didn't even tag him because I just, I was like, hey guys, look, I became a victim of the rampage that happens every fucking year of this man's life. I cannot believe, I didn't know he harbored this kind of feelings for me. When I tell you everybody that I went to school with, everybody that knew me in college was just piling on, talking about how he misspelled shit in the post. And so, I did eventually end up tagging him because he saw the post and then ended up like commenting. And so I just was like, bro, like, I really didn't know that that's how you felt about me. It's totally fine, but don't worry. We are all proud of you and your Jordans. Because he had just posted a picture of some like new Jordans he bought from like Foot Action or like for whatever the fuck, and I just was like, we're all I mean,
everyone's
if that's
really
what
excited for you.
Everybody is really happy for you, but I truly was shell shocked at the fact that I got hit like that right after being like, oh, he like he's a family guy now. Like, look at him getting his life together. And nope, I'm a bitch ass nigga.
Your shoes are ugly. Your daughter's ugly. Your life is ugly. I was gonna be proud of you, but no, not now.
I was over here happy for him, but yeah.
You know who I feel the worst for in that story is Sam J. Sam's so funny and just caught a crazy stray. From this guy on Facebook.
But it's my fault. That's what he said. He said it was my fault.
Okay, so actually Sam comes out clean in that.
Yeah, she comes out clean.
Sam, you're good. Keep it up. That is so fucking funny, Alex.
Man, so yeah, CMU. But yeah, other than those sort of moments, I got along with it. I was always what my life has always been, even since like middle school. Everybody comes to me and tells me their gossip and their business about other people. And then they always used to be like, Alex, don't say anything. I know you talk to everybody. So I would be like, then why the fuck are y'all telling me this shit?
If you know I'm gonna tell.
Right, but I'm not though. That's the other thing too. They will like say these things as if I'm supposed to remember who said what about. That was me in high school a lot. Everybody gossiped to me.
Yeah.
And I never really was someone who was like passing around secrets. I'd be like, so at a certain point, people will forget that they told me about something else. And I'm like, you're basically telling on yourself at this point, like, because you just forgot that you told me something about somebody else that I wasn't supposed to know.
You spread this gossip so much
that it already got to you. So it's not even news to me anymore. Yeah, and those are just the teachers.
Funny. Now imagine what the students were doing.
Listen, there's a couple. There's like a man. Does your school have scandals? Because my high school has scandals that are still not. There's some open cases.
Really?
We had a physics teacher that died recently, but once he died, somebody was in the alumni page like, R.I.P. to this teacher, and they were like, immediately the comment section was like, I'm not gonna miss his fucking creep ass. He used to look down my shirt when I was fucking 15 years old.
We had one of those.
And it's multiple, I mean, it's really, but you know what's crazy? Is that alumni, this is why I'm never involving myself in an alumni situation, anything with my high school. Stop emailing me, stop pinging me on Facebook. I'm not doing this shit. If it's not with my class, who I went with, who I feel like I can talk to and be reminded of things. These, like, when that physics teacher died, a lot of the alumni from, like, because my high school has been around since, like, I think, like, the 1970s or something like that. Yeah. All of like the students who are like fucking in their 60s now, who were like in school in 1974, are like, you guys need to respect elders. This is defending him in death after multiple women are like, he touched me, he made me feel uncomfortable. So it's like generationally, the alumni pages, we gotta stop those.
Yeah.
We gotta stop those because 80s babe, like the Gen X who went to high schools and like, I'm not doing that. On that same page, a freshman at the school currently made a post that was like, on behalf of the class of fucking what? Where are we at this point? 2029, 2030. On behalf of the class presently at this high school, we don't feel supported by the alumni. Addressing us. Grown ass people.
They're whipping y'all into shape. They say, come on, let's go.
And also, I'm like, I don't recall people from the class of 97 pulling up to my high school being like, do y'all need books? Do y'all need new lockers? So, bitch, who are you talking to? Who are you talking
Not
to?
You beefing with a 15-year-old.
Who are you talking? I mean, I didn't comment. That is the crazy part. I didn't notice like full on motherfuckers my age and like older arguing with this little girl. It's like this is illegal. This is illegal. Stop talking to this little girl. Stop it. She does not know what she's doing. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Just ignore her.
This is illegal.
How do you even have access to the alumni page? You are still in the fucking school. Get out of here, girl. We got to get these kids off the internet. It's crazy. It was really crazy to observe.
I have a question for you, Alex.
Yeah.
What's so true to you?
What's so true is that nothing really has to matter that much.
Period. Period. By the way, period. Yeah. Tell them, because that is true.
That's how I've been feeling. I think
Nothing
and it came
matters
out because I really
that
didn't
much.
come with that prepared. That's what I brought with me on my heart.
Nothing matters that much.
In a time where everything really does have to matter to everybody at every moment, at every second, you have to always be thinking about everything that the next person cares about. And I'm like, y'all are asking a lot of each other.
Yeah.
Like, these next 4 years, I'm not doing it. And I'm not going to be made to feel guilty by not doing it. When I say not doing it, I think a lot of people understand exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not consuming it.
Yeah.
I'm not letting anything that's happening down there in Washington, D.C. It doesn't mean I don't care.
Yeah.
But I'm not. Like, I truly believe that this motherfucker wants us to all be as ugly as he is.
Yeah.
And I'm only talking aesthetically. I'm just saying he wants us to lose hair. He wants us to make our skin orange.
Yeah.
He wants us to look as ugly as he presents himself.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I refuse to do that.
I'm not getting.
You're not getting no more of my hair.
What I'm not doing this time, I'm not getting exhausted and then tapping out of everything. That's not because that's what people accuse you of when you say something
That's
like
what
this.
people accuse you of.
They
Yeah.
go, oh, so you're just going to be privileged and not care. No, in fact, I'm staying tapped into the things I'm already tapped into. I know where I donate. I know who I help. I know how I spend my time. I'm not going to do the resistance thing every fucking day of being like 5 reasons that Trump's whatever. I'm not doing it. I'm focused.
Because I'm like, bro, I did a lot of them protests when they first started popping off, and I was like, the same shit is still happening.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody really cares if we out here running up and down.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to stay safe.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay free. And I'm just trying to not let I'm not learning nobody's name.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm not learning none. And I'm saying
I don't care. The Czar of Bridges. I'm not learning all of them.
I refuse to, because it'll just keep driving me crazy, because then it's like, well, now I got to spend my time looking that shit up. Who are they with? Are they married?
Yeah.
I got to get into their tea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because politics, it doesn't seem like every politician that happens that comes up in prominence now, there's always like, okay, now here's the tea with them, but it's never what they voted on.
It's always his wife is the daughter of so-and-so, and it's like, fuck, now I know family history.
I'm in this bitch business.
Yeah.
None of us should know Marjorie Taylor Greene's business.
Yeah.
Because it's uninteresting.
We shouldn't know anything about her. That fucking freak.
She's okay, her elbows reach her earlobes. Okay, great. Like, that's
And whatever.
And okay,
Yeah.
let her be.
Dude, God.
I don't want to talk about her.
These fucking freaks. I just can't
freak
believe
show.
it. It's a freak show over there.
Yeah, which is why it's just like, you know what? I gotta watch more television.
Yeah.
I've been watching Cheers.
Really?
I've been watching.
That was crazy to hear just now.
I've been watching Cheers, dog, and I'm just like, damn, they was out here fucking going for it in one location. Like you talking like 5 whole seasons where they just never left this bar, and it was like, damn, the budget was cute.
Yeah,
they got paid probably because they didn't have to go no damn where.
That is a cute budget.
That's like just put these motherfuckers in this bar.
Yeah,
and let these two straights let Shelley Long and Ted Danson irritate the shit out of you for 5 seasons. They tried to make me turn. The internet tried to make me turn on that inauguration, and I was like, no, I'm watching Cheers.
No, you didn't tap in for the Elon
I'm
Nazi
watching
salute.
Cheers, dog.
You didn't tap in for Elon doing a Heil Hitler.
Bro, I'm letting Rhea Perlman say the wildest shit to me in the afternoon.
Rhea Perlman's in your ear.
Rhea Perlman
talking to you.
Rhea Perlman is who I'm getting ready to be, and from Cheers is who I'm getting ready to be these next 4 years.
How so?
Mean to everybody.
And you know what? I'll be here for it. Alex, we have a segment for you. Are you ready for this?
Let's go.
Now, here's what's happening. I'm going to read you 15 statements. You're going to tell me quickly if you think they're true or false. Alex, if you get 10 or more correct, I'm going to give you $50 US. Oh my God. This is a huge day.
You know I need it.
This is a huge game.
It's tax-free?
Right. You ready? It's tax-free. We would never tax you on it. You ready? Okay. Giraffes have no vocal cords.
Giraffes have no vocal cords? Giraffes have no vocal cords. True.
That's true. Lake Michigan is the largest Great Lake.
True.
False.
Oh.
It's Lake Superior.
I wanted it to be so bad.
Leonardo da Vinci discovered that a tree's rings reveal its age.
False.
True. Jared Goff is 35 years old.
False.
False. He's 30.
Look at me. Look at what I know. Oh no. Oh my God, I'm being typecast as I can see it. Dumb idiot gay.
Cheerophobia is the fear of music.
False.
False. It's happiness. The Detroit Lions were once the Portsmouth Spartans.
True.
That's true.
Yeah.
Mountain lions can whistle.
True.
True. Tomatoes have more genes than humans.
False.
True. Michigan, My Michigan is the state song of Michigan.
Oh shit. Why you playing with me? Michigan. False.
True.
Oh shit. I never knew what the fucking name of the song was.
Pluto has a larger surface area than Russia.
True.
False. Arkansas has the only active diamond mine in the United States.
That feels true.
That is true.
Okay.
Central Michigan University's motto is wisdom, virtue, friendship.
Motto or fuck? I'm gonna say true.
It's true. Good job.
But I was gonna say fire up chips. That's the real motto. That's the real motto.
There are more real flamingos in the world than plastic flamingos.
They feel like flamingos feel like they about to be extinct. So false.
False.
Yeah.
Instagram was created in 1999 as a Photoshop website.
False.
False. 2010.
Yeah.
The show Friends never won an Emmy.
True.
False. It got
I don't
6.
know why I thought that was true.
How do you do?
Oh,
damn. Right there.
That's
right there.
That racist ass Friends question.
You're watching Cheers. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me about white programming. You gleefully brought up Cheers to me. Trying to corner me. You tried to get me to denounce my black fans, and then you tried to come for me when you're bringing up Cheers. Don't start with me. Knock it off immediately.
I'm trying to bring you over to the right with me.
You're trying to take me down a YouTube radicalization rabbit hole. Oh my God, Alex, what's you got any tour dates or anything coming up that you want to promote?
Yes. I hate this question on podcast because it seems so tacky when people be like, when is this coming out?
No, but that's a good question. This one's coming out this week.
Okay, amen. So on February 3rd at 8 o'clock, I'm doing a show called Alex English's A Night of 1,000 Niggas. And it's a marathon of it's just a marathon of black people doing stand-up at the Second City. It's in Williamsburg. It's going I don't know how it's going to happen.
That's the best show.
But it's gonna be a lot of black people, very like 2 minutes, let's go. And people are gonna burn the light, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know some people who are coming. I got some maybes. Those maybes are really like fun.
Yeah, those are the good ones.
Those maybes are really fun.
Yeah.
So I am very excited to do that, to start off Black History Month. I just wanted some shit to do. I was like, let's get every black person I can possibly get in New York to come up here and do stand-up.
I love that.
So,
when is that?
February 3rd.
February 3rd.
February 3rd. And then listen, I should always be ready to do this.
Never
and
be
I'm
afraid
never
to
ready
check,
for it.
because we got to get it right.
February 17th at 7:30. At the Bell House, I'm doing Alex and the Homies.
Love.
And I'm experimenting with like a late night style thing here.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I haven't gotten a call. That's so interesting.
Don't worry, because
Yeah.
there's a plan.
Huh.
There's a plan in place. God is in control. God is
Things
in
are in
control.
motion that you can't even imagine. Yeah.
Yes, you guys just make sure you pull up to the Bell House. Do you want to do it?
I don't know if I'm in town.
See, and this is
But I do want to do
This
it.
is when motherfuckers be texting
But
me
I
like,
do wanna do it.
hopefully I'm on this show, right? I'm like, oh, well, are you in town? I can never get. But yes, we'll.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
This won't be the first. Okay,
I'm gonna tell you right now if I'm in town.
put it out there because I would love to put you in the hot seat.
I don't know if I'm gonna be in town, but I'll tell you who's gonna be really upset if I'm not in town.
Who?
Devin Walker, because I'm supposed to do I'm supposed to do something with him that day.
So
I need to be in town.
you do need to be in town.
Yeah.
So we'll put a little placeholder for Caleb.
A little maybe Caleb. Yeah.
Maybe Caleb for February 17th.
I love the Bell
At the
House.
Bell House, 7:30. A special guest to be announced soon, but maybe Caleb. But there's another one also.
Yeah.
Two special ones.
There's gonna be some good ones.
And there's gonna be music.
Yeah.
And so I am very excited to do that one also. Both of those shows I'm really excited to do because I'm like busying myself with stuff. And I think this Alex and the Homies will be like a monthly thing that I like do every month.
I love
which
it.
is what monthly means.
I'm so excited. It'll be a monthly thing, that's where I'll do it every month, guys. I'm just kind of stepping that out a little bit. I'm so excited. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
We love you. Thank you for being here. And, we did it.
That was a Headgum podcast.